Can you think about what's going through his brain? You know what? I ain't gonna lie. Seeing this picture, it's making me put the question in question. Can we beat this gorilla 100 people? I don't know. Casual Geographic. I know, bro. We keep reacting to Casual Geographic videos, but he keeps dropping bangers. And this video right here is one I've been waiting on for a minute, bro. 100 people versus one gorilla. Now, y'all, I'm gonna say what I feel about this a little later, but I've been waiting for this one for a long time. So hit that like when you enjoy the video, that sub button. Let's get to it, bro. Casual Geographic, 100 men versus one gorilla. Everything you need to know, bro. My opinion on this. I'm sorry, bro. I'm let it play out a little bit. Actually, I'm saying we waxing that gorilla, bro. I'm sorry. There's no world we're not waxing that gorilla. But let's get to it. I've been waiting for this video for a long time, bro. A long time.
100 men versus one gorilla is just the newest online debate.
We waxing that gorilla. I'm sorry, bro.
Time on their hands, and I'm no better because here I am making a video about it.
Let's talk about it.
It's quickly gone from silly Twitter talk to what has to be a massive joke that I'm not in on. What's clear is one side is getting drastically overrated, while people obviously aren't taking the other side seriously. Plus, I love animals and arguments, so if you're looking for a video,
yo, this is the perfect person to speak on this. I know he gonna say the right opinion.
Break down the question I know he gonna say it. Probably didn't care about in the first place, and by the end, you'll wonder how this was ever even a question.
Talk to me.
Here's the full truth of whether 100 unarmed men
I've been waiting for
one prime silverback gorilla.
Yes.
First, we gotta understand what force of nature we're up against. Now, I do have a couple recent videos on gorillas, so to not repeat myself too much, I do advise that you check those out for
we seen
context.
them. I'm waiting for that. I know the answers. Yes,
we gonna look back in the day was wrong. They're giant, non-violent, fart-happy pacifists, and the most dangerous thing about them is they can misunderstand regular human actions as an act of war. So while if you smile at a silverback enough times, he eventually will put beats on you like a Cherokee drum. Most times a gorilla is just worried about the 6,000 calories he eats a day. And thank the stars for that.
He's steady in a bulk phase.
The developer had something to prove. They took the human model and said, drag to resize.
Look at his hips.
The result is an alpha ape with a stronger bite force than a grizzly, allegedly. Hands that can crush a crocodile's skull, allegedly. And just strength that we really have no way to truly comprehend. That man fully didn't plan to get casually ragdolled, but plans are always subject to change when you're around the prime.
But 100 of us, come on now, 100?
The question is, what kind of carnage comes when they choose violence? It's hard to imagine what a fully malice-motivated gorilla can do because
you don't see that often.
It takes a lot for them to get to that point.
You don't see that. I can't really remember seeing that.
It involves using body language and gestures to send a message before hands even have to be thrown. Because
you know what I mean?
Animal that can spend over 12 hours a day eating, wasting calories on fights is poor resource management. The second phase of escalation usually involves pushing, grappling, and screaming in really short bursts. Gorillas fight the way they fight. What I mean is, the phase they run are like how they're hung. Not long at all. Because again, most times gorillas don't actually want to fight. But what about when they do? Yeah, that would be phase 3.
We don't see that.
Usually happens when two silverbacks throw down for control of a group. Losing such
would mean
losing the 3 Fs: food, family,
and the females.
And the FCC won't let me finish. But stakes can make these fights to the death, and here's where we can see what gorillas are truly capable of. I found a research paper that detailed the injuries sustained in gorilla-on-gorilla fights.
Let's talk about it, bro.
That, you see a pattern.
Hey, let's not talk about it, bro. We waxing these gorillas. I'm sorry, bro. This conversation been going on for too long. It was cool at first. But I'm 100 people versus one gorilla. You know what I'm gonna do to that gorilla, bro? First of all, I'm gonna be like that. I could be like the 85th person. You know what I'm saying? By that time, he gonna be wore out. When I get to that gorilla, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna right like this. I'm sorry, bro. Honestly, give me 25 me's. I'm handling that gorilla. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling y'all. I don't know why y'all think 100 people not handling. Come on, bro. 100 people. Don't get me wrong. A gorilla gonna knock out at least 25 easy. But that's 75 more people coming at him. He can't. He just can't, bro.
For more than just
look at him.
Trees, and losers are often
he ain't never got his chin checked yet.
All over the body. And unlike a leopard, which leaves small puncture wounds, the canines of a gorilla cause large gaping tears in victims. Even if the gorilla's bite strength has been exaggerated, which we will get into, even lowballing them puts them at the level of a hyena. One gorilla named Inshuti had his foot completely crushed, with the tips of his fingers and ear bitten off. Gorillas also use their arms, not really to punch, but to use as battering rams. They've also been known to pull chunks of hair out with their hands. So safe to say, a gorilla's stiff arm to the back crack your constitution like a glow stick and could dislocate or break human bones by accident. With many victims also recorded with bite wounds to the face, you'd probably be able to unlock your iPhone from 20 feet away after a gorilla puts jaws on you. So what chance would an army of humans
don't let me down, casual
berserker? Well, hot take. Gorillas have been drastically overrated in many ways. First as fighters. Gorillas aren't efficient fighters. They're more physical brawlers and grapplers. And with everything I've said, most fights last anywhere from a couple seconds to 1 to 2 minutes at the most.
I try to tell you,
as strong as gorillas are, their strength has been overrated. There are some animals that just get more and more OP the more people talk about them.
I try to tell you.
Chimps have been said to have the strength of 8 men when really it's closer to 1.5. It's just that they're stronger in all the ways that can kill you. And grizzly bears are already
I didn't know that.
But then you got people claiming they can decapitate a full-grown moose with one swipe. Now, what idiot would say that? And this debate has people swearing a gorilla would rip a whole man in half like a phone book with nary a sweat.
Said he gonna swing a man like an axe.
When this was an actual debate.
Come on now.
Doctor Strange can conjure up 14 million realities. You won't find one where a plus-size protein-packing primate can do anything to a full-strength grizzly bear taking him seriously.
Talk to me.
Especially since there's a much smaller predator known to give gorillas problems.
Who?
Gorillas have been documented getting preyed on by African leopards. Even with jungle leopards being bulkier due to less competition, that's still an at most 180-pound cat past tensing Optimus Prime. Now let me be fair, these are rare and leopards usually go for hoofed animals, wild pigs, and monkeys. Gorillas are actually too big and too social to be a regular on the grocery list.
That's a good point. Maybe you pack.
Is trash. But that same paper listing gorilla on gorilla violence also showed the aftermath of leopard attacks. In those reports, all leopard victims took bite wounds to the head and most of the arms, with lacerations localized about the neck and claw marks on the trunk. So even though it is rare and a one-on-one between a silverback and a leopard might mark both, if a gorilla can struggle with less than 200 pounds of predator, a 900-pound duratio would give her
a bear is waxing a gorilla.
Also, against 100 men, there are some very real issues that could be game over for the gorilla. The big one is endurance. Gorillas are dangerously close to being hot girl fit. They're best using explosive bursts of energy, not sustained strain over a long period of time.
100 people?
A fight against 100 humans would likely last hours, which is really bad considering compared to us, gorillas have poor temperature control.
Come on now, we'll overheat. We stomping them.
And if we're talking about mountain gorillas, the thick fur would make it a 1 versus 1. The men and the risk of heat stroke.
Gorillas, they too tight. They not. Gorillas not seeing us, man. I'm sorry, but a gorilla ain't never got his chin checked by a real nigga like me. And I'm gonna make that happen, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna make that happen. I don't want that smoke. Don't set me first. But all I'm saying is, 100 man with one gorilla, we know the water, and that's it. That's fine.
That is if the ape doesn't just have a heart attack.
Talking about
Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in gorillas in zoos, and 70%
of
male gorillas in zoos suffer from heart disease that'll past tense them prematurely.
Wow.
Now that might just apply to zoo gorillas, but it's still a factor. Another is the very temperament of the gorilla is highly non-confrontational.
Look at
They're
him.
more likely to run away than run a fade.
That's what I told people.
The brawling, grappling build is not a good combat style against multiple enemies. We know that because there's another African predator that's been giving gorillas hell, and you may not have even realized it. And it's weird because for a while, gorillas and chimpanzees seem like they were on good terms. They've been recording foraging together. They'll even have their version of primate playdates. That all changed when the chimps started chimping. A couple years ago in Luongo National Park,
I need to explain.
A gang of 18 chimps jump a gorilla family of 5. That's
what?
3 females, 1 baby, and a silverback. The turf war lasted an hour, and even with the silverback apparently tested ragdoll physics, throwing chimps in the air and
yo, ain't no way. First of all, why are chimps jumping gorillas? But look at him, bro. Can you think about what's going through his brain? You know what? I ain't gonna lie, seeing this picture, it's making me put the question in question. Can we beat this gorilla 100 people? I don't know. Cause look at the way he got this gorilla by his cheeks, bro. Upside down. No, I don't know. Maybe I don't know though. Hold on.
Eventually, he was surrounded and chased off by 9 chimps. The adults got away, but the chimps managed to snatch the baby gorilla of the group.
And they ate him?
Which was promptly eaten. The second attack involved 27 chimpanzees and 7 gorillas.
27?
This time, the silverback made a business decision and immediately climbed out of the trees and fled the scene. Yes, comparing chimps to humans is comparing durians to jackfruit. The moral here is the one gorilla can not only be overwhelmed, but neutralized by numbers.
Okay.
Because if there's one thing that's being dangerously underrated, it's the power of friendship. Don't laugh, I'm serious. If you remember this picture, then you know this was the 100 Men, 1 Gorilla of 2018. It's pretty self-explanatory. Everything here is coming for your life, except the 2 you picked to run defense for you. And I'm just gonna kill the suspense. If one of those picks isn't the 10,000 rats, You have no idea how big 10,000 is. Add eagles for aerial support, and the rest of the field would have over 200 rats to deal with each. And it's because the power of plurality is one of the most broken strategies in nature. Mobbing refers to an anti-predator behavior where prey animals approach, harass, and sometimes attack their own predator. It's how one animal can shift an almost impossible matchup in their favor. One hyena to a lion is a chew toy. Add 20 and it's a life lesson. Pilot whales have been on record chasing orcas out of high competition areas and even actively following the sounds of orca hunts. There's plenty of examples of weaponized unity in nature, but probably my favorite case of what's a king to a mob happens off the coast of South Africa, where fur seals have to risk their spot on the census every time they check the fridge, because the seals can't go out for groceries without the chance of running into the biggest predatory fish on Earth. Every year, great white sharks will gather around fur seal nurseries and snatch any inexperienced pups. The problem is so many sharks show up that a seal can dodge one great white right into the jaws of another. You've seen this movie before, but there's an alternate ending. Scientists have recorded fur seals squatting into one giant group and using their numbers to turn on the sharks closing in. And as the mob gets bigger, the seal force gets more confident, leading to them escorting the 20-foot assault submarines back out to sea. So with all this, now it doesn't seem like a stretch to favor 100 men over just one gorilla. You could argue that the seals and the other mob merchants aren't actually getting physical with their final boss. That's true. Everyone's asking if 100 men could off a gorilla. No one's asking how. Well, that's why I'm here. But first, I'm an eye poker. That's my role. Don't blame me for the consequences if you do. I'm an eye poker. In a fight against a simian weighing a shack and a half, it's all about attacking the weak points, and the gorilla's weak points are the same as ours: eyes, throat, mouth, and for measure, the jewels of the south. I'm hitting with right in the throat. A gorilla ain't never felt a throat chop before. He ain't gonna know what to do. A gorilla ain't never felt a throat chop before. He is not gonna know what to do. Y'all keep talking about how you going. Watch this. When a gorilla walk up on me, I tell y'all number 85 on the list. When I pull out number 85 and they all got them all surrounded, I'm right in the cook, man. Adam Apple all on. To do that, someone would have to perform the Draymond Green special and go for the eyes and blind. Let me get Draymond. It's over. Someone else would have to suffocate the supersized city. Don't let Draymond be one of the 100. His windpipe, which only Tarzan backpacking plot armor can do, or by shoving your entire arm down his throat. And since you're already negotiating your arm elbow deep in esophagus, you'd also have to pull the gorilla's tongue out. I call that the leopard method, because a 73-year-old once solo attacked a leopard by reaching into its mouth and ripping out the leopard's liquor. And speaking of grab and pull, someone would have to be elected to perform Draymond's final smash and go for the gorilla's unmentionables. That's not gonna be my role. This is war. The rest would have to use their combined strength to pin the primate down, with the remainder delivering kicks to the gorilla's flank, the most powerful natural attack to the gorilla's most vulnerable area. That would probably be the best way to chip away at a gorilla. The problem though, this is still a gorilla. Fact, he be going crazy. Even with everything I said about their strength being overrated, a gorilla fighting for its life would show you destruction like you've never seen. It doesn't matter how many men, the method, or the facet. For those first few, their only outcome is a closed casket. Even if numbers eventually win, those first dozen or so men would be horrifically mutilated or straight up murked. Trust me, they can argue remembered. If I can mention that 100 men running over the hill would intimidate even a gorilla, witnessing men getting mauled and disfigured would inflict psychological damage. There's an argument that witnessing the sheer carnage would weaken the resolve of the others, destabilizing the army. And you have to remember, if mobbing is natural, doing so in a way that guarantees a portion of your team sees Tupac live isn't. Even animals like hyenas will fall back if they sense they don't have enough of an advantage. Now we got enough, 100, yo! But there's a catch. The tweet that started all this said, dedicated to that shit. We dedicated. If men can watch bunkmates get blown to bits in a war, then you can find 100 willing to die by the gorilla. Come on now. They can withstand the visceral reaction of seeing jaws getting detached, limbs getting dislocated, and a field of open fractures. 100 men would definitely beat a gorilla. And moral of the story, you have strayed so far from the halo of Harambe. Yeah, this is the part where I do the annoying thing and turn a tweet made by someone who definitely wouldn't pass a P test into a lecture. But like I said in the other video, gorillas have already been getting the middle finger from humanity, either in the wild or in zoos. Whether it's trophy hunting or bushmeat, habitat loss, or an unsupervised minor, humans have the highest KD ratio against our green machine cousins. Because a gorilla has never been on record life depriving a person, even when they may have had a reason. Yet the mountain gorilla is nearly in bed with extinction mostly because of humans. But not all humans. Some dedicate their entire lives to the welfare of this giga ape, which is why I will be donating to Virunga National Park. Not only
Shout
do
out
they treat and
Casual,
protect
bro.
the gorillas
Casual
there as
Geographic.
family,
Dope.
they often have to risk their lives regularly going against poachers. That and the fact that I made a video detailing how to murk an endangered species makes my soul itch, so link down below if you'd like to donate as well. I'm not kidding when I say they're family. This man was seen comforting one of his young gorillas after his mother died.
Damn.
Fun fact, Virunga National is where we got this gem. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Fun little video that nobody should take seriously. Nah, but I think I'm gonna start doing the animal versus animal face-off videos again. So let me know what animal matchup you'd like to see me yap about. There's one I've been wanting to get into for a while.
Big Bird?
Friendly reminder that I have a book, 100 Animals That'll Bleeping End You. I'd say more, but the name's no marketing. Also, I have a Patreon, but reminder that your money's probably just gonna buy me lunch. So don't spend a check unless you've always wanted to indirectly feed me Wendy's. Or you might just fund my next trip. I mean, all this talk about gorillas, who knows? Maybe I'll go see one.
You got it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, eat the light goal.
Drink water, hug your mother. Please don't gang up on a gorilla. They've been through enough. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
Shout out gorillas, man. Shout out the gorillas, bro. All the... Oh, look at the gorilla watching. Even the gorillas tapped in. Now, gorillas is cool, bro. Yeah, gorillas is cool. I ain't gonna lie. Gorillas is cool. Sub the Casual Geographic page, y'all. Let me just say this at the end of the video. My problem not with the gorillas. You just happen to be the innocent bystander that got locked into this conversation, right? I love gorillas, but they're so cool to me. But I'm just letting you know right now, if it was 100 of us versus you, gorilla, you whooping you, boy. Don't let me be in that number. I told you, don't let me be me. Don't let Draymond be in there, because that gorilla getting handled. I'm telling you, give us 50 men, we handling that immediately. Don't make me try it though. I'm not gonna be part of it. I'm just letting you know. If it came down to it, that gorilla getting chopped in the throat, whole esophagus gone. But with that being said, y'all coming down. What's y'all opinion on that conversation, man? Don't let me down. Don't say nothing I don't like, bro. Don't let me down, y'all. Y'all know what the right answer is. Also, I'm gonna be gone for like the next literally 7 days. Tomorrow I graduate college, and the next day I'm going on vacation, so I'm gonna be gone for 7 days. I'm sorry, but when I come back, we turning this joint up, bro. We turning it up. Kai, I'm pretty sure he dropping a streaming university thing too at the end of the day. But it's your way to get that like button, that sub button. Let me introduce to the channel. And when I come back, just know I'm tapped in, bro. I'm tapped in. We out here.